everybody's doing as good as can be expected in the coronavirus. But I did want to do a quick video, and this is probably more specific to Airstreamers, but it's probably good general information anyway regarding awning maintenance and evidently repair. But what we have today is an issue with our awning, and I'll swing and look behind me, zoom out or whatever a little bit. Oh, there's a spider on the microphone too. Okay, so as you can see behind me, the awning is acting, being a little contrary today. And we've been having a little trouble with it, with the motors kind of, kind of messing around a little bit. And there are sensors in there. The awning knows how much to pull and how much to stop pulling based on the amount of torque that's put on the motor. And that warped or that bowed tube there that the fabric wraps around is causing it to, so it's going fast and slow, and I think it's freaking out the sensors. So anyway, this morning got a little windy as it is now, and decided to go ahead and roll it in, and one end decided not to cooperate, the front end there, and the back end did. So now this is the situation I've got, and it's kind of frozen up in that current situation. So I've got a friend at Airstream in maintenance, and I'd love to be able to share his name, but I know he'd shoot me at sunset if I did. So of course it's Saturday, and I messaged him the picture of what's going on, told him what's going on, and so he'd given me a couple of suggestions. So I thought we would walk through those, see if they work, and if they don't, then we're going to have to manually roll up the awning, and that'll be hopefully not part of this video, but I guess I'll probably discuss that regardless. So here we'll use it for a trash bin under the sink here, you can see. And in here is a control panel that we're going to go ahead and take off. Kathy's already started part of that process, I think, or at least got the Leatherman out for us. All right, sorry about that, because I'm trying to screw the screw and do the video. You don't have to take these all the way out usually. The wood will kind of hold them in place, so you don't go losing screws. All right, so there's that. And back here for this one. All right. So in here is an odd-looking control panel. And actually I'm having to use the camera to look at it because it's in and around in an exceptionally inconvenient location. So I'm going to try to get my melon head in there to look at it. But I guess while I've got this, I can take a look and we can explore this at the same time. But this is supposedly, I guess, the control panel that controls the awning. Looks like maybe some other things too. But let's see what we've got. So one thing I'm going to look for is a reset button, and I'm going to check to make sure the wires are all solidly in there. So I'm going to try to reposition me and the camera to see what we can see. Hold that thought. Okay, so again, it's going to be impossible to get me and the camera in there. So this is a picture of the control panel in there so that I can identify what I'm looking for. And so they're on the top right here of the box. This is like if you had your head in there, you're looking at it face on. The top right here is a tiny little toggle switch about the size of a pencil lead. Wait, picture went out, hold on. Forget that T wire there on the top there. Straight up from that blue wire on the corner is a little toggle switch that my guy said press, and that'll reset the board if it works. How you doing? Okay, so that appears to work. I had to press the close button. All right, that worked partially, and that's kind of what our problem's been, is a partial close. So I'm gonna try to cycle it through open, because in this process, I turned the relax awning power switch off and on, and that kind of freaks it out. So the instruction manual says if you lose power, whether you accidentally hit the switch or power goes out or whatever, you always want to turn the power off and back on, then close it. And when you close it, that'll reset all the sensors, that'll reset the board, and it'll know where it is, and then you can open and close whatever. So I'm going to try to close it again. Not happening, so I'm going to try to open it. Nothing. All right.
Close the door.
All right, and now I think it's going back to a matter of the bow, and obviously now it's torqued pretty good. Obviously now it's torqued pretty good, but so after about every third push.
This is what you've been doing anyway.
Yeah.
But we have to get it closed or working because severe storms are coming. Well, it looks tilted to me, too.
It is, yeah.
I think that's another thing. But if you close it, doesn't the tilt thing fix?
Well, yeah, it will. I hope. I mean, it's never done this, so this is all sort of trial and error.
It's still tilted, so it's crooked.
All right, I'm going to turn it off. We've rearranged ours a bit. Ours may not look like yours. We did the chairs and stuff like that.
And I think you need to reset again, though.
Yeah, I might do that.
So reset, then do the opening.
All right. Okay, so we're going to try to reset it. Again, there's no way. I'm just going to give up on trying to get in there. So in the top right corner of that little plastic box, count to 5 just because.
Yeah, it's got to come all the way out and until it's not going to shut.
All right. It clicked a whole bunch of times in there. I don't think it did. Let's give it a...
One arm's out further than the other.
Okay, so I'm going to open it. Yeah, it won't open. Push.
Push it closed?
Yeah. Okay. So status. I'm gonna turn it off. Every time I've reset it, I've had the power on. Let me turn it off and reset it. I don't know if that makes any difference. All right, opening. No. All right, closing.
It's not closing. That's my point. I got the bar at the time. So which way's that going?
I was trying to close. All right, let me swap places. Kathy's inside there, as you can see, so she's going to take over the controls. All right, so turn it off there.
Close the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, because we got these light here. Move the lights. Oh, that's way out of whack. Hold on, I didn't know that was doing that. So this motor is not retracting down here. That's the issue. That's what we're looking at. Okay, that's a different discussion. Because that motor didn't come down. There's a motor in that shaft there, and it's not operating. So I'm gonna manually bring it down. That's kind of what I thought I was gonna have to do anyway. All right, so what we're gonna have to do is get the drill. It takes a 5/16 inch ratchet to manually draw that down. So back here, I've got my handy dandy tool chest and some stuff I had gotten out earlier when I had to go get something from the store. So it is a 5/16 little ratchet socket thing here, whatever, you can put it in your drill. 5/16. All right, so we're gonna go up here and check out rolling this in manually. Okay, so below here is a little socket, ratchet, whatever you want to call it, and that supposedly pulls it in manually. So what I've got to determine is, do I want to do this clockwise or counterclockwise? Okay, so hopefully we can see here. Right now I've got it on reverse. That doesn't seem to be doing anything, so forward. Oh, it's a good sign.
I think because the other one's out and this one's in.
Yeah. Okay, let's fall back and regroup. I'm not as graceful getting up as I once was. All right, let's see what this one does. If anything. Same thing. That's forward and reverse. Nada. Okay, I'm going to turn it on. And I'm going to tell it to close.
But the other one won't go down.
Oh, well now, okay, now that I've joggled that in, now it's decided it wants to cooperate.
Well, if it opens, let it open.
Well, I don't know which button I pushed. Yeah, but see now this rod right here is actually going down into this square rod compartment or whatever you call it, and that's what it's supposed to do. Yeah. So, worst case scenario, turning that. Okay, now it's going in. Now it'll adjust itself based on torque. Yeah.
So it was whatever the tilt was messing it up.
Okay.
So now we're gonna open it regular.
I think we should. I go turn it off because it's recalibrated itself. I may be using the wrong words here and there, but it has the sensors, the torque sensors in the motor have calibrated itself. Because hang on just a second real quick. What it does, once it rolls up, I do know this, once it rolls up, the sensors in the motors says, okay, I'm tight, I can't do anything else, I must be rolled up, and they stop. And when they stop, they are designed, this is according to Zip Dee, the manufacturer of the awning, they're designed to recalibrate themselves. So maybe it's a hot day and the fabric got a little saggy, it's a cold day and it contracted a little bit, shrunk, whatever. Whatever the case may be, the sensors calibrate. Turn it on.
I turned it on.
And press open. All right, so far so good. Those are our mood lights over there. Okay, it gets a little fun. All right, and as it unrolls, by the way, you'll see also how it's bowed. I talked earlier about that center tube being bowed. All right, now you can hear this motor. I think that's being caused. It's been doing that. I think it may be caused because it's bowed. But you can see that center tube. I'll try to hold the camera still. You can see how it bows. And when it does, it also torques on these hinges here. So the way to fix that, according to Zip Dee, the official way to fix a bowed tube is to get a person down there and a person down here holding these support bars like this, and then another person standing in the middle and pulling it down. So you roll it in a little bit till it gets to where the bow is up, like it's like a M or whatever. And then a person stands in the middle and bends it down. But you got to have somebody on the end here to support this so it doesn't collapse the framework. Yeah, go ahead and close it now. All right. So I guess the solution was to reset it. See how this is now going down into that square tube, and now it's beginning to roll. And again, you'll see the bow as it comes up and down.
It's because it's heavy, it knows.
Well, it's just not an even, it's not an even roll. And again, I think it's torquing on those hinges there. The bow is as well, but anyway. And so, all right, they're both retracted into the square tubes, the big square tubes. Just going in.
Because it's windy and tomorrow we're gonna have a storm.
Well, you can really see that bow now. And I think what Zip Dee has decided, you can go and turn it off now. I think what Zip Dee has decided, because of the weight of the awning, and it's made out of, I guess, aluminum in that tube that the canvas wraps around. If you're out and, these are not designed to be rain awnings, by the way. They're designed to be sunshades. So keep that in mind. But you know, everybody knows that, you know, you get caught, the rain comes down, you're not aware of it, and it's going to be wet. And I think it's what happened to us. We got caught in January or so in it was supposed to be just a cold, ugly day, ended up snowing and sleeting. And that snow and sleet put a significant amount of weight on it, and didn't have time to clean it off because it was coming down that quickly. And so I just rolled it up. And when that extra weight was in there, on top of, you know, just being a wet canvas, the weight of the snow and ice caused it to bend even more. That's when we first noticed the real warping in it. The boat. Let me see if I can get over here and get you a little better perspective. So because of the length of it, ours is a 27-foot trailer, so it's probably a 15 or 16-foot awning on a, but it's just going to bow, and that's just the nature of the beast. But what they said is, Zip Dee said, is we're going to open it up like we had it, get a person at that end to hold the support, to support those brackets, framing or whatever, get a person at this end, and a person hangs from the middle and just kind of, you know, bends it until it's straight. Pretty low tech, but that's the factory recommended way to fix a bow. So we got it. We know now that there's a reset button in there on that panel. That panel's not exactly easy to get to, so really fingering around in there and doing the reset button is all you're going to be able to do. We found the little ratchet thing there. Under there it's a 5/16. That basically jump started the motor down here, and it closed. So it wasn't fancy. I don't know that it was technical in any way, but it got it closed. Kelly and Kathy with Away We Go 2.0. We are in Huntsville, Alabama, quarantining just like everybody else, or isolating, or whatever the term is now that we're supposed to use. But you guys take care of each other, take care of yourselves, work smart, not hard. Don't get out there doing any crazy stuff with Corona, and wear your mask. It's Kelly and Kathy, Away We Go. Catch you down the road.